Hello Aries, welcome to the May monthly reading. This will be for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I'll probably go over a little bit of the astrology happening for the month of May. We're going to have 3 planets in retrograde. Pluto is already in retrograde. We will have, Venus retrograde is coming up. That will be on Venus retrograde on the 13th, so that's a pretty big deal. Venus is a personal planet. It retrogrades every 18 months, about. Will affect your finances, your partnerships, love life, appearance. You could have past loves return, challenges to your relationships, different relationships. There's a lot of breakups around this time. There's a lot of possible reconciliations during a Venus retrograde as well. It's not recommended, often it's it really depends on the relationship. Now, if it's a very deep, personal, soul connection type of relationship, often that they can reconnect during these times. And also, you could also have relationships that were more of, a karmic negative influence, and you got to beware, really listen to your instincts. But I would say that it's not recommended to be engaged during a Venus retrograde or get married during a Venus retrograde. So I'm just putting that out there for you. And then Jupiter will go retrograde on the 14th of May. So that we'll have 3 planets in retrograde. Saturn will go retrograde as well, so four planets retrograde. So this will be a month of introspection, going over. I'm not going to take these yet, I'm not ready. A chance to go within and do some self work and reflection. My son wants to show off the baby kitten. I'll show him real quick.
Let go.
Okay, so we have babies. Here's one of them. My son wanted to show him real quick. There you go, sweet baby. There you go. Thank you, babe. All right, so Mercury is entering Taurus today on the 27th of April when I'm recording. So Mercury was in the sign of Pisces for an abnormally long time. It went through a retrograde in Pisces, and it flew through Aries, so it just has moved into Taurus today. So while Mercury was in the fiery sign of Aries, there could have been some feisty communications, some hot-headed communications could have been a theme. Now with Mercury moving into Taurus, we're going to find it a lot easier to be level-headed.
Do you know where my knife is?
I'm not sure, baby. Is it still outside? Excuse me. So yes, Mercury and Taurus. This will be, more. The conversation should have an easier approach to them. Mercury is going to conjunct the planet Uranus, which is transiting in Taurus. Gosh, I don't know if I wrote down the date that is, but it's coming up. On that date, it is possible for some information to be disclosed. So that's coming up here in early May. So do be on the lookout for some, a lot of the astrologers are talking about it being, a significant disclosure. So, all right, so before I babble on too much on the astrology, I'll kind of go over it as I go through the reading. I'm going to work with the Goddess Power Oracle. I'll draw one card from that. I'm going to use the Energy Oracle and then do some clarifying with the Rider-Waite. And then we're going to get into some details for the month of May for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If the reading resonates with you, it's a message for you. If it does not, then check your other signs, your Sun, Moon, and Rising, and see if a story resonates with you, okay? Can't be for everybody, so this is a message for a select few of you. All right, so Aries, for the month of May, your goddess power card is Lilith, independence. She's got some Aries vibes with her red hair and her feistiness. Lilith is a deep, dark energy. I'm going to read from the book for this. Lilith does things her own way. She is feisty and fiery and passionate. Okay, so Lilith, independence. The Jewish goddess Lilith refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result was called a demon in the stories about her that followed. These inaccurate and damaging stories are so old and repeated so often that no one recognizes how pervasive their implications are. From another perspective, Lilith offers this lesson: no one can prevent you from fully blooming, from learning all you can, from evolving and choosing freedom. Only your conditioned thinking can do that. Be proud, be accountable, claim your power, and hold it wisely. Right now, you are in an excellent position to attract healthy, interdependent, collaborative relationships that truly serve the highest good. Friendships flourish with mutual respect and support. Love relationships bloom with ample space for both parties to grow. Business ventures thrive in service to the greater good. The goddess Lilith wants to show you the way to claim a healthy self-worth and self-respect by refusing to let your old stories keep you down. You will be amazed at how deep, meaningful, and respectful your experience becomes in all areas of your life when you make choices from a place of empowered independence. So, I think that's a pretty profound way to start your reading, Aries. It's very Aries energy. Aries is a cardinal sign. It's the first sign of the zodiac, a fire sign, and in Aries is often somewhat impulsive, and just innocent and excited to bring new into the world. So, all right. So I'm going to get into the energy oracle, and kind of going to do a little different than I did last month. I'm recording at home. My children are here, so they will make appearances. Promise you that. Okay, so it's the sign of Aries.
On your phone, you could pause the video if you use.
Son, please. Whoops. Okay. Alrighty. Before too long, I'll be in the shop full time, and you can be sitting across from me, and we can be doing a personal reading. I'll have your astrology chart in front of me, and a chance to give a very in-depth, therapeutic reading. So I do prefer in person, but until we're out of these times, this is how we're going to do it. So if you'd like a personal reading, please do reach out. All right, so Aries, where do you find yourself at currently during the month of May? The Garden and the Gate. What is the past energy? Indecision. Future energy. Got to the third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, which is the solar plexus chakra. And what are your current blocks? Current blocks for Aries during the month of May. Appreciation in the reverse. And advice, spirit-guided advice for the month of May for Aries. Envy. Okay, Aries. You are in your element this month. Bottom of the deck, contract in reverse. So I did a reading before this, a personal reading, and 3 of the same cards have come back out now. I shuffled and cleansed the deck in between readings. I actually do a very, very thorough shuffle. So sometimes the same cards come out, it is signifying a collective energy. So it's kind of, there's a large group of people who are going through similar situations. So that happens quite a bit, especially since I'm reading for a large group of people. So I'll get into that as we go through. But right now we've got contract in reverse for the underlying here at bottom of the deck energy. So this is something not going your way. Your plans fell short. You could have, you could just be suffering a disappointment of some sort here, possibly because you are, somebody could have walked away from you, perhaps Aries, perhaps your energy was just stronger than theirs. You were, your energy was, and Aries is an intense energy, certainly. I have an Aries moon, I can certainly attest to that. So, something fell through, and it could be, in part because of your strength, and, and if that's the case, we'll get into it, but if you're suffering some disappointments right now, perhaps it was for the best, it was not meant, like somebody couldn't match your energy. I'm kind of feeling here with the Lilith card and the contract in reverse. Current situation that you're at, we're in the garden and the gate. So this is moving into, moving out of the comfortable where you've been. You've been in a beautiful place, but it's almost like becoming stagnant, and you're ready to venture out into the unknown, see what else is out there. You're getting little intuitive hits, like, there's more than what you can see here. Are you going to choose to open the gate and take that path? So there's some new opportunities arising here for the sign of Aries. Again, here with past energy, we see the card indecision. So again, that the cards are indicating, that Aries is on a certain path, making choices, which way to go. And both of these say unknown. So either way, you're moving into uncharted territory. Now, this is energy of the past, so it's like you've possibly already chosen a path in which way to go, and where you're at currently, you could be saying like, no, it seems like perhaps you're feeling like you chose the comfortable path. Perhaps you were choosing to downplay your energy a bit to possibly keep others around you comfortable, and you're kind of like, oh, this isn't for me. I kind of wonder what would have happened if I would have went this way instead of, where I'm at right now. In future energy, we've got third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, and this is the solar plexus chakra, and this is your power source. So there's quite a bit of, a reminding, an energy here of your power. Okay, with our advice up here, we've got the card Envy, which I'll get into, but you can see a lot of that golden energy here too. With this card in the reverse position, you're not working, you're not in your full potential. This is card moving to the future. And I'll pull some tarot here and we'll do some clarification, but it does seem like you're kind of like, you're realizing, it's like, gosh, I wish I would have went a different way and made some different decisions, because where you're at currently, you're not feeling, that you're living up to your fullest potential. Now with the card Envy up here, I kind of do want to read, I want to read this one from the book. Where is it? So for your advice, we have the card Envy. Lack dissatisfaction. This card shows a woman holding a huge pearl. This card shows a woman holding a huge pearl in one hand and a platter of coins and pearls in the other. She stands in a silver room looking out at a golden city on the horizon. She has a life of value already, but she ignores that and longs for the shining prosperity she sees elsewhere. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more only causes a deep sense of lack and dissatisfaction, and that energy shows in her dress. This card upright is telling you to let go of the jealousy and acknowledge the blessings you already have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it only attracts more to them, not you. Notice all that you have and thank the universe for it. If this card is near the appreciation card in your spread, the message is doubly important. Now is the time to move from consciousness of lack to one of value. With this shift, all things change. All right. No wonder I was being guided to read from the book there, because look at what we have got down here, the card appreciation. And this is in the reverse position here with the card of envy. So, Aries. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with like the energy I'm picking up. Aries, do we need to check ourselves possibly? What are, is there a more negative influence that we're kind of in this month? With your block down here, we've got the card appreciation, which I actually think I might read from the book here too. I mean, in the reverse position, it's yeah, because I mean, where you're at in the current situation, it's like you're itching to move on from where you're at, and where you're at might just be a good place, and you're sitting here looking for ways out. You're feeling like you're wanting to end something because you're just like feeling stifled probably. How is this energy? It feels like a festering energy, like you're like feeling like you're gonna burst almost, like you just can't, you're just not feeling comfortable. And with the card Lilith, now of course there's a positive to this card, but in the same sense, like Lilith can very much, she can either be highly envied by others, or she could be very envious of others. Now she's a very lustful energy, so Lilith, when we look at the asteroid Lilith, she'd be considered a woman who, she wears a lot of makeup and she's lustful, and, if she wants somebody's husband, then she'll just go after him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying situations like that are out there. If they are, they are, there's different storylines for everybody. I'm not here, and certainly I don't make judgments. I just read the cards. So, if that's the story for you, then so be it. Anyway, let me get into the card of appreciation here in reverse. Now, this is your blocks. The appreciation card reversed is warning you that you're missing some important opportunities. You've lost your sense of gratitude and have gotten caught up in the prickly brambles of negativity and possibly even despair. Stop focusing on what you don't have, even if it seems to be a lot. Instead, find something to appreciate about yourself and your life. Choose to focus on the little things with gratitude and acknowledgement. Your refusal to appreciate even the small pleasures will cause them to drop from your hands and keep you stuck in some of your problem patterns, causing you to lament your lack even more. Let go of this negative focus and spend some time every day acknowledging what you have to be grateful for. Remember, the more you appreciate your life, the more your life will appreciate and value. Okay, so, all right, we're going to get into some tarot here to do some clarifications. But it seems like probably here in the past, you may have chosen, you chosen what at the time you thought was the right choice, and now you seem to be in a state of regret, wishing you had went the other way, not appreciating what you have in front of you. Now, I do feel this is possible for some out there. Perhaps it's you looking to end you know, a relationship, for instance, with the contract card in reverse. Now, this could be a relationship, this could be a job, this could be a friendship, this could be, you know, just you could have gotten yourself involved in something and now you're just like, no, I don't want this anymore. I feel like over there is, you know, it's shinier over there. I want what's over there. I don't want what I have here anymore, you know. So you're, this is some energy that you seem to be in right now. All right, so we're going to do some clarifying. Okay. Okay, so Aries, where do you find yourself at currently in the month of May? With the garden in the gate. Got 7 of Cups here. Options, you know, you're really thinking about, you know, choices. 5 of Wands in reverse, you know, you could just be over, you know, it's like you don't have any fight left in you anymore. You know, you're just like, ugh, you're not feeling content. And it's like, even if the situation is, you know, ideal and beautiful, you're just like, ugh, there's, you know, I'm feeling like I'm missing out. Let me fix this a little bit. See my messy house in the back. So, you know, you're really looking out there and you're really looking at your other options, because where you're at currently, it's like, you know, it seems like it's played out. 5 of Wands in reverse, you know, you're just like, I don't, like, you've got nothing left in you, like where you don't want to put any more energy into where you're at. So you're really thinking of other options right now, moving in another direction. You don't have the fight left in you to continue where you're at, even if it is, you know, an ideal situation. You're just not feeling it. Energy of the past, we've got indecision, and here we go with so we've got 2 8s here. 8 of Wands in reverse, indecision. I'll take these both. Okay, so indecision with the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. So again, it's you know, 8 of Wands, it's really quick moving action. With it in the reverse, you're just like, you're at a stalemate. You know, it's like you were really hoping that by going this way you were going to have, you know, a lot of quick moving action and hear some possibly better news, but it seems to be going the opposite direction. You know, possibly you know, you were hoping that it would be, you know, much more successful, that you would find yourself much happier. You know, this is energy of the past, so this is where you're coming from. You're just not happy with the way things are going on the path that you had chose. You're really, really considering the other direction. Now you may be wondering, like, if I had went the other way, would I be reaping more rewards here with the 10 of Cups? I mean, this is the one of the most ideal love relationship cards. It's like that ultimate fulfillment, you know, happy family. Perhaps you're looking at a situation where it's like, well, it could be more, it could be a career or family, you know. You could be looking now, which, you know, I need to take the path that is going to lead to the happiest fulfillment for my family. Or if I went this way, perhaps this way might be a little more of a selfish, like possibly you would be taken away from your family a lot more often, but you might make more money if you chose the other path, and it would allow you a lot more time to spend with your family. But would it be fulfilling for you, you know? And you could have made your choice, you know, in the past, and you're wondering what would have happened if you had made a different, you know, chose the opposite of what, you know, the path that you did decide. So you're really weighing things out here. Energy moving into the future for the month of May for Aries. Okay, we've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. Future energy, the Knight of Wands, lots of fire, lots of wands here, and the King of Cups in reverse. So energy moving into the future, Aries. It's like 9 of Wands in reverse. It's like you're done. You know, you got to break down the barriers here. You know, you're just feeling so defeated and quite low, you know, and you've got this urge to like skip out on whatever whatever was not fulfilling you. Now with the King of Cups here, this could be a person, a water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. With this card in reverse, though, it's like this person is unfulfilled or is unfulfilling to you, emotionally. It's like you're just like, this situation, either somebody's disappointed you and you're ready to skip out with this Knight of Wands here, or, you're just unable to fulfill this person. It's like, gosh, as much as I'm trying, like I can't, this is too burdensome for me. So you're like, I'm ready to like move on from this, on to the other side. And with the Knight of Wands here, this is a very quick moving, passionate energy. He often rushes into situations, not thinking them through thoroughly. So it's almost like, an urge to break free. Aries can be quite impulsive. Aries is certainly a sign that does not always think about, what they're going to do or what they're going to say, and they often they get a burst of an idea and they run with it, and there's definitely a lot of fire energy here, a lot of wands, so this could be that like spiritual energy is like really strong this month with you. You're feeling quite feisty and ready to make some moves, ready to make some choices that, maybe are not ideal for the people involved with you, but you're just like, I got to do what's best for me at this point. You're just feeling quite just like you need some action in your life. You're feeling quite antsy this month. I mean, of course, we're all still in government lockdown, home lockdown. I mean, and I understand for an Aries, Aries likes to be very active. It is best for Aries to have an outlet. Otherwise, they just explode. They're very physical. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is very passionate and driven, and so Aries, it's possibly you got to get this energy out of you before you burst, is kind of how I'm feeling it, and when that happens, it doesn't always come out in the most attractive of ways. I mean, in Aries, even if you're really upset about something, often does not hold a grudge, but it's like the fallout for the people around you is often like they suffer more, you know what I mean? Like Aries are sweet and innocent, but they are just like, bam, like, I'm pissed, so I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad, or I want to go over there and I want to do whatever, so I'm just gonna go do it, and I'll worry about the consequences later. So Aries is finding themselves in a position similar to that. So I mean, however it resonates with you, if that resonates, then there's got to be an outlet out there, and I think the trick is going to be finding the outlet. So let me look. I'm going to look at blocks down here at the bottom first. So appreciation in reverse. So you're we've got the Judgment in reverse, Strength in reverse. What a surprise! And then the Pentacles. So this Strength card's coming out in every single reading that I've done. It comes out in the reverse position almost every single time. I am looking at this as a timeline, or something in Leo season, so early August, around that time frame, something significant is going to happen. So I'm putting it out there because I keep seeing the same message over and over and over. Maybe life will start to feel more normal again, maybe. But it's definitely an indication here that's, very strong. It's in every reading. So do look to that time frame around Leo season, August, okay? So I'm not sure, but it does come out in the reverse quite a bit. So, it might make people weak in the knees almost, could feel powerless. I don't want to, it sounds negative. I don't want it to be like a negative thing, but I don't know, there's just something about that. So I guess we shall see when that time frame rolls around. All right, so we've got Judgment in reverse, which does represent Pluto, and I am actually reading that Pluto has just stopped and turned retrograde, so Pluto is in its introspection time. Pluto and Saturn are the two planets from, an astrology perspective that are reaping havoc. Now, not just Pluto and Saturn, but those two together they were the trigger point in January for the current situation that the world is in right now. Now with this Pluto in reverse now, so Pluto's came through. It's shaking up our Pluto in Capricorn. It's shaking up our structures. It's now going to retrograde and go back over the area that it's just came through. So perhaps there will be some, it's like a cleanup this will be an internal type of an energy. So now that's on like a big scale. All right. So on, a personal level, you are being forced to kind of go within here. It's like perhaps you ignored a wake-up call. Perhaps you were in a state of envy and, lacking appreciation, and Pluto has came through and kind of smacked you around a little bit, right? And it kind of made you like, oh my God, I've made a big mistake possibly. Or, you could be just... I don't mean for things to sound negative. I'm just being realistic. So, please take it as it resonates. If it doesn't sound like you're reading, then just, let it go. But I am kind of picking up some energy here, Aries, that, you may be picking up some karma for possibly some choices that you made that were not in your highest, not for your highest good. They could have been somewhat selfish and left you kind of feeling powerless. It could, it goes on so many levels, and you will know what it means for you, I'm sure. But it's definitely, this appreciation card and the Nine of Pentacles are very similar, as you can see. Incredibly similar. So now the Nine of Pentacles is in the upright and the appreciation card is in the reverse. With the Nine of Pentacles upright, this is somebody that is very proud of themselves. They worked very hard and they're independent, and they have every right to be proud of themselves because of how hard they worked. Now, with this appreciation in reverse and with Judgment and Strength in reverse, it's like you're not, it's like you're quite well aware of where this is what your intentions were. Your intentions were good, and your intentions were to be standing firmly on your feet, but instead, something along the way left you feeling disappointed and, it's leaving you feeling, perhaps this was all meant to happen. Perhaps, Spirit is trying to help you get back onto that path that, you had intended to be on in the first place. All right, so, but these are your blocks down at the bottom. So you're dealing with this right now. You're dealing with a course correction, it feels like. You're going back through to clean up some of the damage. It could be internal. It's just like you disappointed yourself, and you're going back through to like kind of clean up that internal damage. It could be reflective in your outer circumstances, in those closest to you, in your job situation. So it does kind of feel like you're in that process right now. And it's, it does kind of feel like you're trying to regain your power here. You're like kind of backstepping. It's like you didn't have bad intentions. I don't feel like you were being malicious in the choices that you made. You know, perhaps others maybe viewing your choices to be that way. But when you went into this situation, I don't think that you were like, I'm doing what's best for me. I don't care about anyone else, you know, even if that is what you did. It's not to say that you were doing that with any intentions to hurt anybody. Okay, so for the advice moving forward into the month of May, we have the card Envy. Okay, so advice here. What does Aries need to do to move forward on their path? Oh, that wants to come out. Six of Cups. Knight of Swords in reverse. And Death in reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So this represents Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. This is a positive card here. So it's like you're definitely in a cycle of some karmic cleansing in a way here. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. When Jupiter's in the upright position, you're usually on the upswing, and this is usually an omen of good fortune and good luck. Whatever Jupiter touches, it expands. So with the bottom of the deck here being the underlying energy, this is larger than life. Like, you're being forced to deal with whatever the situation is. You know, there's no ignoring it. This is what you're meant to be doing right now. So with the card Envy, we've got the Six of Cups, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords in the reverse, and Death in the reverse. So Aries, advice moving forward here. Six of Cups is a very nostalgic type of an energy. You know, this is perhaps wanting to remind you to go back and remember, you know, where it is possibly that, you know, where you've come from. Possibly that what you've had all along was pretty good, you know, and it's like with the Knight of Swords and the Death card in reverse, it's like you don't want to I don't know, maybe you're feeling like you can't get back on your path. Perhaps you're feeling like there's been so much damage done. You know, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Aries. I mean, I'm really feeling like possibly, you know, for some of you, you may have deeply hurt, you know, a soulmate to you. And you're feeling like, gosh, you know, I mean, this is advice from Spirit. Maybe you need to take some ownership of that. You know, maybe you need to like realize why everything's happening the way that it is because, you know, maybe perhaps even if your intentions were good, you may have had some self-destructive tendencies there. With the Death card in reverse, I mean, Death is all about endings, permanent endings and new beginnings. Yeah. Perhaps, you know, when we have cards like Death, which represents Scorpio, and Judgment, which represents Pluto, and both of these cards are in the reverse position, like, this is the cleanup. This is the aftermath here. And this is what you need to be focused on this month, Aries, is doing a little bit of cleanup. Now, I had mentioned in the beginning of the reading that we have several planets moving into retrograde this month. So, and that is often the purpose of the retrograde planets is to have a internal cleanup, and that's very much where you are. This is necessary. Like sometimes we just have to own up to our mistakes and admit it. I have an Aries moon. I am quite stubborn. I can pop off sometimes and not always think through the things that I say and create problems where there do not need to be problems. So I'll just own up to that myself. I'm, who's a perfect person, but Aries, it's time to kind of do an internal, some self-awareness work and perhaps try to get this journaled. Try to journal it out and really pinpoint where you feel like you made a mistake and what you can do to kind of release this karma that you seem to be carrying a little bit here. Let's just keep in mind now this energy, I intend it to be for, current intent. I'm sorry, I can't do words today. I intend for these readings to be, kind of a current time frame, but whenever it feels right is when the energy applies to you, so this could be something that happened years ago, and you've just kind of moved on past it, and now all of a sudden it's like it's like popping back up, and you're like, gosh, I haven't thought about this since it happened back then, and now you're it's like, nope, you can't escape karma. It's going to do its job. So Aries, good luck with that. Hopefully, you'll feel a weight lifted off your shoulders after some karma's cleaned up. All right, I wish you all the best.